Freaking 06.
Yamaha Banshee here. Unfortunately, it doesn't have the stock plastic on it no more. It has the stock pipes, which is kind of nice. Stock grab bar and tail light. I think I got a couple headlights for it. The headlights that are on it, I'm not really a fan of. It's not in too bad a shape. It's going to need the top end got into. I'm not sure to what extent we're looking at as far as work on it, because I had to pull the head off to find out. But let's see, it's got a couple head studs that are loose for sure. So you can see that guy's loose. Really not that bad of shape, guys. It's actually in pretty good shape, other than the seat and the plastic. But let's get up in there and see what we get. Pull this sucker out. I'll do it one-handed. Grab her, gently tilt her down and let her rip. Oh yeah, buddy. Cool. I'm gonna put some air in the tires real quick. Oh, about to get started on this Banshee. Whew. All right, guys, I think we have either well, I'm pretty sure we have a stripped head stud situation. We might also have a bad head gasket, but I'd replace it anyways. Correct me if I'm wrong. Do the longer studs belong the 4 inside right there? I do believe. If I remember right, these bad boys, the long ones, are supposed to be all 4 in the middle. But I may be wrong. But I think this one, he said, was the one that was leaking, and it looped the head stud. So we're gonna have to pull the head off and get in there and figure out what our real issue is. But first, all the plastic, you know, all that gotta come off real quick so we can get up in there. See, they already got up in there at one point, but first bolt I look at, it makes you worry just a little bit, don't it? When those two are just hurt. Boy, they hurt. Well, let's get all this plastic off of here, dudes. Not off to a great start, but let's proceed. This tank will never hold fuel again because of this. Oh, I see what they did here. They just cut the plastic, which I can do too. Really, I was wanting to play. All fuel lines are going. Like I said, somebody's working on this already. That's kind of the... Okay, this is interesting. Yeah, somebody's working on this. It's pretty cool. The overflow from the radiator that goes to the overflow bottle, we went ahead and we slapped that on the carb. Yeah, the overflow, yeah, the radiator, the top, yeah, that hose, just go ahead and hook it right to the carburetor if you're trying to get it to run. Be sure and F me, dudes. All right. Got the plastic off. That was an ordeal. Some nice iridium plugs in it. That's for shout. All this crapola. Might have to pull this boost bottle, get all these wires taped over here or zip tied over here out of my way. And we'll get in here. As you can see, somebody beat us to it. The cylinders haven't been off. According to the seller, according to the person who got it from, this bad boy right here, and as you can see, the whole damn head stud is just, I don't know if you can see it or not actually, but the whole head stud is turning with my fingers here. It's the head stud and not the friggin' cylinder, not the cylinder meat. Under broken bolt. Oh, there she goes. Oh, that'll hold your compression. That'll hold it. Well, there's a simple tool for this, but sometimes it's already too late. And people mash it in there. So these bad boys right here will cut new threads on that. This right here will cut new threads in the cylinder. So let's pull it off and see what we got. a 12 and an extension. I'm gonna zip tie these wires back. I zip tied all this stuff kind of out of my way. Somebody's been into all of this. Oftentimes, somebody has done some harm. It ain't gonna cost Jared money, but it is what it is, man. I bought it knowing it didn't run. So now, we're gonna pull the head off and see if we just need head studs and a gasket kit, which I have a gasket kit. I might even have head studs. So I've got a, shit, lost that one. I got a Banshee project over there I haven't done yet. And it's supposed to be everything for one, so. So we got all the head stud bolts off. And we got a couple of Allens here holding this, what's this guy? Holding this back coolant hose on. That'll need cleaned up and a new gasket installed, I'm sure. Then we got this front one, just a flat head. The head looks fine. Let's get the compressor over here. It's not gonna seal like that, but see what I see right away, and then we'll blow it out. Here's what I see when I got in there. That's obviously some coolant we probably just spilled in there. It turns over fine. We'll have to hit the jugs with a little inspection, see what we can see. And it even looks like this, because this is the one that, well, they got one piece of this head gasket on here. I mean, the head gasket's never gonna seal like that. The pistons don't look that bad. And this even looks like, with the new stud, it could be repaired. So we'll probably have to pull out all these studs, plug the top end of this motor with something, clean off this surface, and this surface. Same thing on the head, right there. Get the pistons at the bottom of the stroke and try and lube the cylinders as best we can. Is that a shadow or a broken piece of piston? Well, that piston's good. And this one seems good too. So I think I'm gonna shoot some WD-40 in here and let it sit overnight till tomorrow. We'll pull the rest of these head studs out. And when we get them out, we can clean off the whole shebanga. Hopefully get it back together and running tomorrow. That would be ideal. Get up in there. Man, I'd have to do some real digging to see if I have the studs, but that's all new Banshee stuff there. I know I have a gasket kit. I have a seat right there I can use, but I'm gonna have to put a black cover on it or something because that ain't gonna match this thing. This thing's got a, seat's been jacked up pretty good. We can fix it, but I guess tomorrow we'll get up in there, clean this thing up, and rebuild the top end. So we got the little tappy. You already went all the way in?
Yeah.
I guess the main thing is if it lets us torque this stud down all the way or not. If it does, then we're good. We're gonna use that new one.
Yeah.
Just leave all the metal in the hole, that way she got more grit.
Yeah.
Did you see those studs have the little drivers on the top of them? Damn, dude, I spilled antifreeze all over this. Yeah, look at this head gasket situation. Is it missing two pieces or are they usually just one? I can't remember. I guess because I don't see rivets. Yeah, just shitty one. Oh my God. All of them. because I only loosened yesterday. These all seem to be holding in. Dang, dudes think we're cleaning her up and slapping the top end on her. We got us a new stud in there that held. Hell yeah, that was, I think that kit came with my Chinese jet kit. Oh, no. This bag came with my Chinese jet kit, or the blaster kit to make the Banshee one to put the idle screw in. Dang. Got her done, boys. Leaner and meaners.
Think it has gas?
Chunks and that shit. Yeah, it's probably got a gasket glued on there. That'll take it off, won't it?
Yeah.
Or you want a blade? So, new head stud. I assume that head's gonna fit over that stud. It should, huh? Oh, yeah. Hopefully, if I don't have them in here, I got them in that, if they ain't in here, then I should have some in that Banshee box over there. I think these are Banshee gaskets right here. Yeah. Is that like a 3-piece or 1-piece? That's thick, though, compared to the other one, huh?
Yeah.
You think we're going to lose compression? Should I use a different one? Let's see what else we got. Yep. All right, so probably the only gasket I used was that one that we need. We got the new gasket on. We went with the Vertex one because it was just way thinner than this Moose gasket right here. So we didn't want to lose the compression or, you know, lower it. So we're going to use the Vertex one. And we're going to lube up the cylinder walls before we put the head on. Should be good. Crank's good. Okay. Well, we tried to just put a head gasket on it and a new head stud, and that ain't happening. This side had no compression for some reason. We're not really. Probably the cylinder is most likely why. So, fortunately, I've got some new ones. Pulling these carburetors off. And then I'm going to pull the pipes off, the jugs off. And clean it all up, rebuild the whole son of it. These are stock pipes, dudes. That one, couple springs. That's it, right? She comes off. And I don't know, bro. What do you think about removing this? Or you think you're going to be able to not hit it all day? Yeah, those ones kind of tear me up, bro. It's just a 10 on each side. Get my elbow almost every time. Putting the cylinder on, just once that's off, and the springs are off the front, we got 4 bolts all around the cylinders, and they'll come out, and then then we'll see what's really up. All right, these pipes are interesting. It's like a tuba or something, or one of those things. Does that shake that? Oh, cool it. We'll dump them out, slip and fall. It says a center pipe too. I've never seen stock exhaust on a Banshee before, so I don't know what they like.
Yeah, I've never seen them.
Now we're gonna pop these cylinders off, I guess, and freaking pay the piper to give it all my monies. So, well, dudes, I'm gonna get a light so y'all can see it, but it's fact. That piston's screwed. We'll look at the cylinder too. So as you can see, them big gouges right there. I'm talking, dude, those are pretty deep, bro. Oh, yeah. And it's in front of it. It ain't even on the side. So I wonder if something was in the exhaust or what the hell could have happened. We're gonna pull these pistons out in the crank. So far, this side feels okay. And that's a hot rod crank, so it definitely ain't stock, right? Engine building tool, OEM. Damn, bro. Straight gasser. Look at the notch in that one, dude. Can you feel that one? Oh, no, it's just. So we're going to replace all this. I got some Vertex pistons. I guess we can stuff these with, or check that side of the crank. I'll spot you on this one. Kind of side to side, but nothing up and down, huh?
No.
All right, so we're going to stuff these holes with some rags, and then we're gonna pull the pistons off. Then we're gonna start on getting new parts in here and seeing what's up. So I think our assumption is right. Had two different C-clips on the piston on this side. This is an aftermarket one. This is more like factory style. This was in this side. I believe it had popped out, ate up the cylinder and all of the piston. People opened it up, said, oh, it just needs a C-clip. Oh, it just needs a C-clip. That's all. We'll smash one in. Be straight, be straight, be straight. So two different C-clips on this piston. And as you can see, where are those deep ones at? Right there. Like that gouge right there, boy, is like, you can see it from here. It is deep. And it seems to me like maybe a C-clip came out, got ate by the piston, especially considering they had two different ones in here, but who knows? All we know is this piston got railroaded by something. All right, look at that. That's deep, dude. There's your good look. That ain't no wood grain finish. All the reed boots off. We got to clean all that crap up. We got to put new head studs in these cylinders, but this is pretty much the last of the dirty work, I think. Isn't it?
Yeah.
Besides the carburetors, but we'll do them at the end. So now we're faced with the dilemma. Do we use the Chana pistons or the Vertexes and sell them to Orion?
Yeah.
Or do I put the Chinese pistons in the Vertex boxes and sell them to Orion? That's what they do on eBay, right?
Yeah.
that's how they do it on eBay, yeah.
It's neat. A little sticker and everything.
How the reeds look. Not bad.
Yeah, not bad.
That one.
Yeah.
I can live with those. So we're gonna get all this stuff cleaned up, and then we're gonna lay out. We got this Chinese top end kit, which we're gonna use the cylinders for. They gave me these sweet gaskets. Dude, that's a hell of a head gasket, bro.
Oh yeah. It'll flatten out when you
Yeah, dude, you just gotta torque it right. Oh my goodness. A little kink in it. Come on now. Appreciate y'all. Appreciate that. Luckily we have some better ones. Brand new cylinder from the Chana. It's a question for Chana. Thanks for putting the piston in there and making sure that all of the fragmented metal from where you cut the head studs out was in there. Always clean these puppies out extremely well before using them. So now we got it right where we want her, dudes. Up on the table. We're about to put the pistons in, and then the gaskets on the bottom, and then we're gonna put our head studs in the cylinder, put them on, and I mean, hopefully we're breaking her in today. A little bit of a bittersweet. I was thinking it just needed a head stud. We fixed it. It did need a head stud. We fixed that, but it had other problems as well. Okay. Oh, the base gaskets. Are they folded too? Yeah, you don't want to use those. We got that box of gas. It's in the top left, and see those 3 stacks?
Yeah.
It's that top. Yeah, because I put that Vertex kit in there, I guess, didn't I? The only gaskets we used out of here were for the reeds. Got all the head studs in. Got the pistons on. Just about to go back together. Ooh, new pistons. Rebuilt. Choop. Guys, if you got 2 set of hands, that's what makes this be the easiest right here. And then we didn't even have to turn it. So the last thing you want to do is turn that sumbitch sideways. Nice, and blow this one out. We're gonna lube it in this piston. I guess, man, to make our job super easier, you want to go ahead and torque this one down first, because then at least we only have to be in tight on the second one. So we're gonna do that. Got it going back in, old boys. I got this one. And I'm gonna clean the carbs here in a minute. Throw the pipes back on. Probably be easiest to do the carbs first. Same thing with all this before the pipe gets dropped back in. And send her. All right, she's back together. Orion's cleaning these carbs, and then we're gonna put them in the pipes back on. Got a little blaster project video coming up too. Look here, look here. So this cylinder had no compression. In order for it to run for them on one cylinder, they turned the throttle cable tight. The throttle, like they've got that throttle over a quarter, just so it'll run the busted engine. So now we're gonna, damn, we might want to check these air fuel screws. We're gonna pull the air box so that we can see in these carburetors, and we're gonna go ahead and sink them because that's what they gonna need.
Yeah.
Were those loose? We're gonna pull the plugs on it, probably make sure we're sparking on both sides real good, and then we're also gonna make sure both carbs are getting gas. Pull the drains on them. Oh, I got me another set of cheese. Metal shavings in the choke?
Yeah.
Dang, that's crazy. So, gonna slap back together the sole handlebars on this blaster. Got some new ones, dude. So we're about to wash this thing. I gotta get a new petcock put on it. Shine it up a little bit. I need to cover the seat, and we're gonna try and polish up these fenders a little bit. I'm gonna order some parts for it, grips, headlights, a couple other doodads here and there's, and then we're gonna get a video of us ripping it, dudes. We're working on this Banshee seat and some Banshee headlights right now. I just took some of this here, cut it. I know it's all poofy right now, but I'm gonna tape it down even. And then when I rock my piece of quilt batting, you won't be able to see it. It'll all look nice and perfect. I know it don't look great now, but we got it all filled in. It'll lay down nice and flat with some good vinyl. I think this China petcock will not leak, or leak worse than the old one that leaked. 50-50. It's either gonna leak or leak worse.
So it's even lower and harder to get the fuel out.
Oh, nice. Where it really tucked behind the thing. Was it the boost bottle?
Yeah.
Jeez. Got some new grips on it. Got the headlights on it. Orion's. We found an old cheesy Banshee harness. And we're using the males off of them because these Chinese headlights came with the female option. Just, we were gonna have to scissor them together.
Yeah.
That wasn't gonna work for long. Shoot, looking pretty good. We got the headlights on and wired. Some new grip assists. We touched these up with a little black paint because they were hideous, showing some rust. I'm gonna go get me some pictures of it. Probably do a little light ride on it this afternoon. Still breaking it in. That seat came out okay. It was ruined before. Dang, dude, you're milling down the head on the screws. Milling down the screw heads. Dang.
The old bench wheel.
Just strap that and be like, oh my goodness, rebuilt the screw heads. Nice. Milled them, machined them.
Yeah. Bored them.
We got this TRX 250R 88 where they busted some motor mounts on it, dudes. We're making us one for it. That'll be in a different video. So we've got an issue with this Banshee. We just rebuilt the motor. Both cylinders have the same compression. It only wants to run on the left side. Like the right side's being inconsistent. So we're gonna take some tries here. So the issue we were having the other day was, I think if we leave the fuel on, the other carb will leak. I know that both the float levels are too high. This thing starts really easy, like no choke, like it is too rich. And I have a feeling, so I got the fuel on, but it ain't dripping yet. I have a feeling the issue is the float level. Oh, there we go, it's this carb, actually. This carb will start to drip if we let it sit too long. We gotta change the float level on that. But the real problem we were having the other day was the two cable sinkers on top of the carb had rattled loose. So it was only pulling the cable on one side of the carb. If anything, we can recheck these air fuel screws. I think I can come out on them a little more, give it some more air. And I can go in half a screw on the idle screws on each side. So I think that's what I'm gonna do. I've been going through so many 250Rs and Banshees lately. I'm out of BRES plugs, so I'm gonna go get some. These weren't gapped. So I don't know if you've ever used a gap tool or not. Basically, got your measurements here. Start on the thin side, put your plug on there, work it around until it's at the gap that you want. These are supposed to be 030. Can you guys see that? 030. It was a little on the short side. It was like 2.5, so I'm gonna check the other one too. Plus this plug was a little loose. Dad, she's Liz. I went to rent out to AutoZone. That's what you do when you're desperate. I'm in a real desperate situation right now. Rent out to AutoZone. This I've been out of for a while. You always use a little WD. I needed some Dorman plugs because we're working on this sandbar out here. And I needed some motor mounts. This one by Tractor Supply. And I may or may not be having an electrical issue. So let's see what we got in here. We got a bunch of spark plugs, 90S, 80S, and these bad boys. Let's see if let's see if those help a little bit. And if not, we're gonna test the coil. Just got back from AutoZone. Rich. A little golden brown on the inside. Check these out. Iridiums. That's $22 value. Now what we're going to do to just rule out any electrical wrongdoing, so we're going to go in here and we're going to inspect this whole harness because this is becoming intermittent. So we're going to go through those, clean up the connections, make sure they're all plugged in. We're going to test the ignition coil, make sure it's all good. We might delete the we're going to delete the parking brake just in case it's acting funny or something, and that's why. And then we'll go from there. We're gonna do all the connections like this, and we're gonna try and ride it. See if, we're also gonna delete this parking brake and see if that changes anything. Some of these plugs are different throughout the years, but if you have the same factory CDI or the same CDI, you can just swap parts. So if it comes down to it, got it all right over there. I'm probably gonna pull this foot peg and check that flywheel at least. See if we notice anything wonky. But we got that plug done. Now we're gonna move up here to the parking brake. We're gonna delete this. Probably gonna pull the ignition coil off, clean it up, do the same thing with the dielectric grease, then I'm gonna ride it real quick. See if there's any difference. Not everybody knows, but these come off. You just simply screw it to the left. Let me see if I can get this plug off, show it to you. There's just a little stud in there that's threaded. So we're gonna dielectric grease that stud. We're gonna take this wire and we're gonna take a chunk off of it, off the end, to freshen it up before we put it back together, because as you can see, it's kind of mashed off to the side, just to make sure we're getting a good electrical connection. Then we're gonna work our way up to the ignition coil itself. We'll put the dielectric grease on there, we'll put the cover back on, then we'll thread it back on there, put it on the plug. So before I yank the carbs out, I'm pretty confident they're good because we've been into them twice. So I am going to pull this coil off and hit it with the ohm meter, do a test. Unfortunately, they want it off to test it. All right, got the coil off. We're gonna test it. I need that bad boy. Let's see what we get here, fellas. Well, guys, she's all done. Ignition coil failure. We still need to jet it down, don't get me wrong, but we had an ignition coil failure. So, tested the compression in both cylinders, 140. Tested this coil, and it was under. So that's a factory coil. It's no good. Somebody had freaking tried to repair the terminal at one point or something, or make it an extendo terminal. No need for that. Hey, runs pretty good, right?
Hell yeah.
This one ain't running exactly right, or it would probably be a little sketchier, but yeah.
Yeah.
It's nice because this one's got a lot of bottom end torque right now, but it's kind of flattening out on the top end. If it was both, bro,
yeah,
it would be hit. It's not even really hitting. Yeah. It's giving you the power at the bottom.
Yeah.
Not really hitting. Yeah, it's not really hitting, bro. Once that little adjustment on that jetting and the fat, I know those floats are just too. Lots more Banshee videos on the channel, guys. Just rebuilt this motor. This Banshee is gonna go, or that motor is gonna go in here, fully powder coated. I got a bunch of aftermarket stuff for it over here. +2 +1s. I got a -2 chrome swinger in there. You can kind of see it in the back. All new chassis, bearings, bushings, all that stuff. Motor's freshly rebuilt. New clutch. I have a new stator. I have everything but a new coil for it because I just used that on this quad. Good thing I had it. I could have pulled it off here too. I knew I had another Banshee around here somewhere. I should have just pulled it off of this guy. There's some more of it down there. Some more of it up there. I'm gonna get new plastics for it. Lots more videos coming. This blaster video is coming up. This 250R video. This 250R video, full rebuild and some repairs on it. Guys, we got videos every Tuesday and Thursday for all of January, and we did it last month too, so get up in there, give me a like and subscribe, share to your friends. Happy New Year, guys. Make it a great 2023. And just keep on banging out these keep bringing them back to, keep bringing them back. Like this thing was, look at this. Can you believe it was like that? And then now, what all did we do? New top end. Cleaned the carburetor, synced them, rejetted them, rebuilt them. New ignition coil. Recovered the seat. I think we put a new chain on it. Put some headlights on it because it didn't have any. And I can't really think of what else. That's about it. Fresh oil, obviously. Get up in there.